Last year, I reviewed the 10-foot Soli Air Canopy, and since then, Soli has come out with a 12-foot air canopy. Is the 12-footer worth it? Well, you and I are gonna find out right now. First of all, I'd like to thank Soli for sending me their 10-foot and 12-foot air canopies so I can make this comparison review video for you. They also sent me these weights, which you can fill up with either sand or water. Now, considering I'm on top of a zillion tons of sand, I went with that option. Okay, now we're gonna kick this review off by setting up the 10-footer first. Once you spread out the canopy on the beach, you insert the USB chargeable air pump into the valve and let her rip. Now, it only takes about 2 minutes for the 10-foot Soli to fill up with air. It does need a little boost in the middle once it's just about filled up, but that's all you'll need to do. Overall, it's a pretty easy setup, and kind of fun too. Okay, quick tip. Make sure all the legs are in the pockets before you fill up the canopy with air, so something like this doesn't happen to you. If it does, no big deal. Just deflate the canopy about halfway, put the end of the leg back in the pocket, and then fill it back up with air. Now, the first time I set up the Soli last year, I used the provided stakes, which worked okay, but it took a long time to twist them down into the sand. Now, I gotta tell you, using the weights made a huge difference. So much easier and faster than using the stakes. The weight bags are sold separately, but if you choose to pick up a Soli and you have enough left in your beach shade budget, I recommend you check them out. There are also tethers to help stabilize the Soli when it gets breezy, which I did use last year when it was breezy, but I didn't need them today. Now, a sidewall is provided, and it's pretty easy to zip on and off, and it does add a lot more shade. Okay, now it's time to set up the 12-footer. Same drill as the 10-footer. Just spread it out and fill it up with air. It takes about 2 minutes and 50 seconds to fill up, which is about 50 seconds longer than the 10-footer. Well, with the Soli Air Canopy, it looks like 2 feet makes a huge difference. Now, I'm 6'5", and I can't stand up completely straight under the 10-footer, but wow, I have plenty of headroom under the 12-footer. It's like a cathedral in here. Well, maybe not quite like a cathedral, but you know what I'm talking about. Now let's check out what we get for shade. I angled both Solis so each sidewall faces the sun. The 10-footer can easily accommodate 4 beach chairs, no problem. And you can easily fit 5 beach chairs under the 12-footer. I could have fit another beach chair under there, but I only brought 5 to the beach. Both of these beach shelters are nice and open, so you won't heat up inside as you might sitting inside a half-dome beach tent. Now, I was impressed with the quality of the first Soli I reviewed, and I'm not finding any issues with these two either. I would say the rubber legs and the outer canopy look strong enough to withstand multiple uses at the beach in various weather conditions. Okay, so I know what you're thinking. You want to know how much these bad boys cost. Well, the 10-footer is currently going for $349, and the 12-footer is going for $449. Oh yeah, 4 anchor bags will run you $59. I know, they're not cheap. But when you consider what the Shaboomy and the Cool Cabana are going for these days, it's pretty much on par with what you can expect when shopping for quality beach shades. Now, the Soli's overall appearance is pretty high on the cool factor meter. I mean, it looks like it just landed on the beach. Now, packing up the Soli is fairly easy. Just let the air out and roll it up. But you will have to do your best to let as much air out as possible before you start rolling the legs. I gotta tell you, the tide was coming up fast, so my pack up was quick and not very pretty. But everything fits into an oversized backpack that weighs around 19 or 22 pounds, depending on what Soli you get. I reviewed the Shaboomy and the Cool Cabana before I started to see them all over the beach, and I think the Soli will soon become popular too. See you in the next video, and I hope you take it easy at the beach.